started doing comedy, she kind of hooked me up with one of my first 10-minute slots because she thought I was better than I actually was. And we did a lift share and we were driving down to the gig and I said, "This is my first ever 10 minutes. What? I vouched for you. Yeah, I know, sorry. I just think I can probably do it. And here I am today. So it was her fault. So if you'd like to welcome to the stage, please, the amazing Sue Scary!
I did vouch for it. We had a lift share down to Falmouth. I didn't know where Falmouth was, right, because I was in Manchester. It's fucking in the middle of nowhere. It takes hours to get there. You drive for hours, literally, to get there, and there is nothing but blackness on either side. And we went in rush hour, and we passed 2 fucking tractors. Couldn't believe it. Anyway, my name's Sue Scary. I'm from Manchester, but I live in Taunton now. I've been down here about 9 years. It's very different down here to Manchester, let me tell you. Cops, not busy down there, fucking very busy up in Manchester. So it is very different down there, and one of the things that I really noticed first about living down here, how it's so different, is driving. Because we came down there and we're still driving around like we're in Manchester, cutting people up and undercutting people and pushing in at the traffic lights, and everyone else was just like going, fucking hell, what a load of dickheads. So we thought we'd have to stop that. And I thought I'd tell you about some of my first cars, because I've been on a kind of procession with cars. I've been gradually getting better and better cars as I've got older. But the first car I ever had, for those of you in the audience who are old enough, was a Yugo. So in Britain we went through a stage of having Eastern European cars. My first one was a Yugo. It's a bit like having a tin can on wheels. It lost a fight with a 2CV. That's how shit it was. When you wanted to wind the window down, it went the opposite way because it was Eastern European, so I was constantly doing the window up, wondering why it wouldn't open. But the most scary thing that happened in it, I was driving down the road one day, and I was in Manchester, and I was driving down to Birmingham, and I was doing my cool act, I had my sunglasses on, and I fucking Yugo. Had my sunglasses on, had my tunes going, had the window open, my arm out, and I'm on the motorway, and I went to press the clutch in to put it in 5th, and the gear stick came off in my hand. Oh. And I pulled out, freewheeled across 3 lanes of the M56, and the RAC man showed up, and he fixed it with the equivalent of a giant hair grip, which didn't give me a lot of confidence in the car. So my next car after that, I decided I was going to get a proper British car, and I got a Ford Fiesta. I wasn't very experienced in car buying in them days, and so I got a Ford Fiesta, and I didn't notice that the wing had a different set of stripes on it than the door. So obviously it'd been kind of a bit like put together with things. And then I went for it, I bought it, and then I only noticed this after I bought it. And one of the things that was particularly shit about it was it had like a built-in sort of anti-theft device. It wasn't an alarm or anything, it was just so shit. So for those of you old enough to remember cars with a choke, anybody remember those cars with a choke? Yeah, so what I had to do was, and I used to live outside, I used to have to park my car outside a 24-hour taxi station, which was quite unfortunate because every morning they'd go, hey, up here she is again, fucking hell guys, watch this, watch how she has to start her car. So I'd get in the car, and I'd pull the choke out, and I'd pump the accelerator 3 times without starting it, because otherwise it wouldn't start. And then, excuse me a moment, I have to do this demonstration with all my hands and feet. And then what I would do, I'd grab hold of the wheel, and I'd put my foot on the accelerator, and I'd have to go like this in the front seat to actually start the car. And the physical act of moving in the front seat would actually start the car, otherwise the fucking thing would not start. If you just sat there like this, it would not fucking start. And so these bastards in the 24-hour taxi station every fucking day, come on then guys, let's see how many wiggles it takes to start the car this morning. It's ridiculous. So I better Ford Fiesta. I was going to get the Mark III Ford Fiesta. It was the Panache model. The Panache was so badly written on the back it looked like pancake from a distance. So I had the Fiesta pancake. And everybody used to see me driving, I saw you with a pancake the other day. So fucking hell, buddy. And I didn't realise until after I bought it, the carpet was very neatly placed on the driver's side, and it had a double set of mats, and I didn't understand why until it rained really heavily the first time and I got wet. Because it had a hole in the floor. Nobody told me to look under the mats before I bought the bloody car. And also, you couldn't lock the driver's door, and you couldn't shut the door and it stayed shut. And one day I discovered this because I was hurtling down the M56 late for work, and the driver's door just opened as I was going down the road. And that was a bit scary. But the worst part about it was, my boyfriend borrowed the car and he got it fucking towed because they changed all the driving rules in Manchester about parking on single yellow lines. So he got it towed, we had to pay 250 quid to get it back, and it was more than the fucking car was worth. I was mortified. And then after that I got my best car. One of the best cars I've ever owned. I got a VW Golf Mark II, it was beautiful. Sky blue, I'm a Man City fan. Sky blue. Saw Lisa. It was sky blue, right, and it wasn't the GTI, it was the GTI lookalike, because I couldn't afford the insurance on a GTI, right? And it was absolutely perfect in every way. And it got broken into 6 times, and then finally stolen. And I couldn't believe it, my pride and joy. And it got stolen because in our house broken into, we lived in Didsbury. I mean, it's meant to be like a posh bit of Manchester. I lived in all these shit bits of Manchester, cars never really broken into. I moved to the nice bit, the house gets burgled, and they stole so many things, they stole everything. Right? They must have had a van or something, right down to the designer label clothes in the wardrobe. The house was 2 flats, me and my husband at the time living in the top flat, and our 2 friends living on the bottom. And they took everything from both the flats, and we didn't notice, they took so much stuff, we didn't notice they'd taken the car keys for all the spare car keys for all of our cars. And so that night we all came home, like absolute scene of devastation, nothing left. One of my friends who lived downstairs, he was a designer label clothes free, right? So all he had left was his RAC uniform and a brown corduroy suit. He spent the whole night in the brown corduroy suit. It's my favourite suit though, it's my favourite suit. Absolutely my favourite. I'm going to wear it everywhere from now on. And the next night they came back and stole my bloody car, didn't they? 2 in the morning, and I fucking heard them do it as well. I couldn't believe it. So after that I thought, right, I'm gonna have cars that are really, really nice after that. So I had a series of also shit cars after that, but now I've got a Mazda. Oh no, a Mazda MX, no, what is it? CX-60 I've got. And people name their cars, don't they? They name them sometimes. And I've named my car, it's called the Mazda Menopause. And it's called that because sometimes it's fucking erratic. This car's got a complete mind of its own, right? Honestly, it's not even me. It's got a mind of its own. There's so many electrical things in it. It keeps switching things on and off as I'm driving a lot. Sometimes the display works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it shouts brake at me as I'm going down the road. I was going down the road with loads of parked cars on it. We have little tiny roads down here, don't we? Not like massive roads like we have in Manchester. I'm going down the road, there's so many parked cars, it thinks I'm about to crash into them. Brake! Brake! It's alright, love, I've got this, I know how to steer. Alright, you're alright. But the thing that it winds me up the most, sometimes I go to bed at night, I make sure it's all locked up because I'm still in Manchester mode, take everything out of the car, make sure it's all locked up so no one can steal anything. And I come downstairs in the morning, the boot's open, like it's got hot in the night. So what else can I tell you about? Oh yeah, Sam was talking about his long marriage before, wasn't he? And I thought, what's the definition of love? What is the definition of love, right? I've been with my husband, second husband. You know, coming number 3, your time is up. I've been with my second husband now, we've been together nearly 19 years, and I was thinking about what's the definition of love, right? Finding his false tooth for him when he fucking loses it. Do you know how many times I found his false tooth for him? 3, right? The first time, he street. Right? And I said to him, how the fuck did you lose it on the street? Well, it fell out of my pocket. Well, what's it doing in your pocket? Right, so we're there, looking up and down the street like a couple of idiots, right, walking around like this, right, looking for this little tiny false tooth on a plate. Can't find it anywhere. He wakes up the next morning dead early. We run our way to the shop, you see. He wakes up the next morning dead early, about 6 in the morning. And he goes, I'm going to go out and try and find my false tooth again. Just give it up, it's gone. And old dears, they wake up really, like people even older than me, they wake up really early, don't they, some of them? So they're there practically queuing at the shop at 7 o'clock in the morning when it opens. And he sees these two old people and they're kind of, shuffling like they do away from the shop. They're kind of muttering to themselves and they're kind of kicking something along. So he walks up, he can't find it, he walks back, there it is, right in the middle of the pavement. Right, they found your tooth, didn't they? And they took pity on you and they moved it to the middle of the pavement. So I hope the fucking dog pissed on it. So the second time I had to find his tooth for him, we were at a gig, right? He was in the mosh pit. He was moshing around. I mean, for fuck's sake, at our age, he was in the mosh pit, right? And his tooth flew out. Right, and so it's almost like a scene from the 80s, isn't it? You know, when someone loses their contact lens. Right, stop! Everybody stop! I've lost my contact lens. Instead, everybody stop! I've lost my false tooth. For fuck's sake, another gig, right? The third time I had to find his tooth for him is the last time I am ever fucking doing it, and this is the definition of love, right? We were at a festival, we like a festival, me and Mr. Carey, we were at a festival, and we're drinking a combination of craft beer and craft cider, because I know someone, I met someone down in the southwest that makes their own cider. I didn't realise it was how fucking lethal that shit is. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that makes you blind, isn't it? That homemade bloody cider. Anyway, so he's drinking this stuff, I have a couple of pints, I'm thinking, well, I don't know if this is a great combination, so I move on to gin, I'm fine. He goes to bed, and now after he goes to bed, he's lying in the tent. Can you stop the tent from moving? Stop the tent from moving. Stop the fucking tent from moving. I said, if you're going to be sick, you can go out there. He was sick, he lost his fucking false tooth in his oh. And he was so ill the next day, I had to find it. Oh. I mean, that is the definition of love, isn't it? I tell you. And on that note, I'm going to leave you. Thank you very much.